Sure. How he got to, when he was working for Jim Jack.
Okay. Yeah, he was working, helping his cousin in a big estate, millionaire's estate. And
This is Angus, your husband, just
yes,
for the
and
record.
he was taking the two sons to school way up north somewhere. He did all these things. He went to New York with a delivery. He picked up a delivery that she had for the
Estate.
estate, and he would do different things like that. And he was looking for another job, so he sent his resume out. And before he even got word of it, I told him we passed American cyanamide, and it was a chemical. What do you call
Plant?
it? It wasn't even a plant yet. Anyway, it was a chemical place. They were working on a fiber to make rugs and everything and clothes. And so he said, it does look good. He said, I might go in there. And so he did. He went in a few days later, and the man that was hiring people took Angus around the plant, and everywhere he went, he gave him a test to do in all these places. And Angus just, did them. And so the man called him 3 days later, and he says, would you like a job, Angus? And he said, yes, I would. He said, but it depends on what you're paying. And he said, we'll pay you what you're getting now, and later we'll pay you more. And so he went, he said, how about coming in tomorrow morning? So he went in the next morning, and he said, Angus, and all the time I've been here, I've never had 100% in all these tests I gave you. How do you know so much about chemistry? And he said, well, I'm a reader. I said, he sure is a reader. Every time he saw me, he had a book in his hand.
Now, Rowena mentioned to me that he read in the camps.
Yeah.
They had books, English books?
When he got to write his mother after 6 months, she thought he was dead for 6 months.
Uh-huh.
When he got to write her, he said, okay, go to the high school, go to university, or ask if we can get university books. Send me all the books you can get to fill my mind, because I'll go crazy here if I don't. And Angus was a reader anyway. And so his mother got the Red Cross to send him all these books.
Ah.
And Jim, Jack, and all of them in this country, or the parents probably, sending him packages and a lot of cigarettes in it. And he was trading cigarettes for food that the others would get,
Right, right.
And he read all the time. And he said that he read all these university books, and everything. And when he got the test, he knew all of it, because he retained everything he read too. And he also, let me see, what else did he read? It'll come back to me. Anyway, he read so many books that he could go anywhere and get a job. And they hired him because they were going to build a plant somewhere that they could have access with boats. And they decided on Pensacola, Florida. And so I told him that I wouldn't stay in New York anymore. And so I come home one night, and he said that we're moving to Florida, and they were training him as a supervisor. They were training all these men that they had there, supervisors. And they said, you're the best. You know everything about this work that we're going to do. And I explained it all to him, and he says, oh, that's great. Making fiber and all.
What was the name of the plant?
American Cyanamide Company. And he started here, and they helped build a new plant, just start it. And he loved it, and we loved here.
Yeah.
So when I asked him, I said, right there in Miami. He said, would you settle for right here? I said, close enough. It's in Florida, I'll settle for there, Angus.
Was a good move for you.
Wonderful. I've been happy here. And at first, it was a small, small town, just beaches.
Right. You
And
lived in Gulf Breeze then.
yeah, we lived in Gulf Breeze, and we bought a sailboat. And the two children grew up in that sailboat, and it was so wonderful. We could go out every time he was off. We went out.
Right. I remember going out with you.
Yeah, it was wonderful. A real nice. My cousin said, "This is not a boat, Isabel. It's a yacht."
Yeah, yeah.
I said, "Well, you call it a yacht if you like. I call it a boat." And the kids loved
They
it.
loved it.
And we used to go into the yacht club. We kept it at the Binder-Macleod, next to the yacht club. And the barkeeper and bartender there, when we were going to have lunch, he saw Michelle over the counter, you know. He said, "Hi, fish bake. What do you do? What's your job in the boat?" And she said, "Sometimes I get to steer." She'll hear down to here.
Yeah.
And he would say, "Okay, you see that big building that they're building?" And that was in Pensacola. He said, "You shoot for that building and keep this steady." She said, and she'd be like this, and her hair was flying straight
Yeah.
with the wind. And she loved it. She loved to do that. And the children were raised in that boat, and it slept full of people.
Mm.
And everybody come over from
So you would go out and spend the night?
a week sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. We'd meet friends from Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
We met these nice people,
Mhm.
and they had two children like